Imagine being just 19 years old, standing under the blinding lights of Basel, Switzerland, the same city where Federer built his empire, and hearing the crowd chant your name. That's João Fonseca, a teenager who turned dreams into destiny, a boy who's now rewriting Brazil's tennis story. Would you believe this? The samba rhythm has found its way to the tennis court. João Fonseca has done it again, and this time, it's bigger than ever. At just 19, the young Brazilian has captured the Swiss indoors Basel ATP 500 title, defeating Spain's Alejandro Davidovich Fokina in what can only be described as the most mature and dominant performance of his young career. This isn't just another trophy, it's a statement, a declaration that Fonseca is no longer a rising star. He's already arrived. The victory propels him into the top 30 for the first time, guaranteeing him a seeded position at the 2026 Australian Open. From here on, every match he plays will come with expectation and pressure. But judging from Basel, this teenager thrives under it. He didn't just win, he commanded every point, converting 3 of 13 break opportunities, serving with the precision of a seasoned veteran, and holding his nerve when it mattered most. Davidovich Fokina, now a 5-time ATP finalist, was left searching for answers he couldn't find. Fonseca's journey to the title wasn't without chaos. It was a week of uncertainty, retirements, and comebacks. After a tight first-round win over France's Giovanni Mapecci Pericard, he advanced past Jakub Mensik, who withdrew injured, and Denis Shapovalov, who retired mid-match. But when the stakes rose in the semifinals against Jaume Munar, Fonseca delivered. That victory set up a final that would define his career, and he embraced the pressure. Against Fokina, Fonseca struck 14 winners to just 4 from his opponent. He broke early, held steady, and closed out the match in 1 hour and 26 minutes. There was no luck involved. It was pure poise, aggression, and confidence. All traits of a player wise beyond his years. As the second set unfolded, Fonseca's dominance was surgical, with an 80% first serve percentage, 85% of points won on his first serve, and not a single break point conceded. The match was a masterclass in efficiency. He barely gave Fokina any air, and that's how champions are born. The moment the final ball flew long, Fonseca dropped his racket, eyes to the sky. The dream was real. He had just won his second ATP title, adding to his earlier triumph at the Argentina Open, and became the first Brazilian since the ATP 500 format began to reach such heights this young. This Basel run symbolizes a turning point. From a promising junior to a top-tier professional, Fonseca's growth has been nothing short of cinematic. And now, as he looks ahead to Paris and Athens, the question isn't whether he'll win again, it's how far he can go. The path to greatness is opening wide, and Joao Fonseca just sprinted through it. What do you think? Is he Brazil's next tennis icon? Let me know in the comments below. Well, this is not just another tennis victory. This is the rise of a new Brazilian legend. At 19 years old, Joao Fonseca didn't just win in Basel. He made history, broke records, and made his mother cry tears of joy. What if I told you that in one single week, he surpassed Roger Federer in one statistic and rewrote Brazil's tennis story forever? Joao Fonseca, the kid who once thought about quitting tennis for university, has just become the first Brazilian in history to win an ATP 500 title. In Basel, the city forever linked to Roger Federer's legacy, a new name echoed through the Swiss arena. Fonseca, the 19-year-old sensation, played fearless tennis all week, showing power, poise, and personality beyond his years. From overcoming the defending champion in the early rounds to his explosive semifinal against Jaume Munar, where he unleashed 39 winners, Fonseca played like a man possessed. The Basel crowd, accustomed to elegance and precision, witnessed something raw, a young player chasing destiny. But what made this win unforgettable wasn't just the statistics, it was the story behind it. Moments after the final point, an emotional Fonseca looked up to the stands and dedicated the victory to his mother. In his heartfelt speech, his voice cracked as he said, "It's crazy. We've been through so much. My parents just came from Brazil, where they changed their flight and arrived an hour before the match. This title is for them." The audience fell silent, then erupted. This wasn't just about tennis. It was about love, belief, and family. He continued, his words hitting home for every dreamer watching. "I was thinking about going to university. They told me, it's your choice. We'll support you no matter what. Since I was 11, my mom traveled with me everywhere. This title, it's hers." For many, it was a reminder that behind every champion is someone who never stopped believing. This wasn't the first time Fonseca's emotions took center stage. Earlier this year, at Roland Garros, he broke down in tears after a victory that coincided with his mother's birthday. Seeing his grandmother and mother in the stands, he said, "It was already a dream just to be here." That vulnerability, that fire, that's what makes Joao Fonseca different. And if history needed more proof, consider this. By reaching the Basel final, Fonseca became the 4th youngest player ever to reach an ATP 500 final, surpassing Roger Federer's record at a younger age. Yes, you read that right. He's now etched his name alongside some of the sport's most iconic prodigies. His career-high ranking of world number 28 is more than a number. It's a signal that Brazil has found its next global superstar. His journey from outside the top 130 to this point in less than a year is almost unprecedented. Every stat tells the same story: unbreakable serve, fearless ground strokes, and mental strength that rivals players twice his age. So now, as Fonseca prepares for the Paris Masters and the Hellenic Championships in Athens, where Novak Djokovic headlines the draw, one thing is clear: the world is officially watching. Because Joao Fonseca isn't just Brazil's hope anymore, he's tennis's new revelation. Would you believe a 19-year-old just changed Brazil's tennis destiny? Could he be the next Grand Slam champion to rise from South America's golden soil? Let me know what you think in the comments, because this story is just getting started. Joao Fonseca, from tears to triumph, from Basel to the world. Imagine this, it's 2028. The roar of the crowd at Roland Garros shakes the Paris clay. Cameras flash as a young Brazilian named Joao Fonseca walks out, not as a challenger, but as the man everyone came to see. The teenager who once shocked the tennis world in Basel is now the face of a new golden generation. His explosive forehand, his untamed spirit, his charisma, it's the perfect storm. Fonseca's rise feels almost cinematic. From humble beginnings to ATP 500 champion before the age of 20, every match seems to carve out a new chapter in the legend that's forming before our eyes. The tennis world has been waiting for the next great South American hope since Gustavo Kuerten, and Fonseca might just be that answer. But he's not just Brazil's pride, he's global tennis's new obsession. In the coming years, the script writes itself. Epic rivalries with Carlos Alcaraz and Yannik Sinner, electric matches under the lights at Arthur Ashe, clay court battles that echo through Paris. He's already built the foundation: discipline, humility, and that rare gift of making the impossible look effortless. The question is no longer if João Fonseca will win a Grand Slam, it's when. Picture him entering the 2026 Australian Open as a seeded player, a new generation's dark horse ready to shake up the established order. The Basel Trophy was just a prelude. His mental toughness, relentless drive, and maturity beyond his years signal a player destined not just for wins, but for greatness. And beyond the numbers, there's heart, the tears, the family moments, the belief that carried him from dreams to destiny. Tennis thrives on emotion, on stories that inspire, and Joao Fonseca's story is just beginning. Would you believe that we might be witnessing Brazil's next Grand Slam champion in real time?